Okay, I hope we're rolling now. I forgot where I left off with the previous part, but I'm still continuing to work on this Teac A4010S. So right now I'm in the process of trying to address the relay issue where the right channel isn't engaging into the record mode, which I think is a result of the relays. So I'm going to attempt to clean the contacts. Now this is of course the main preamp board, and it's got two relays here. I've taken the cover off the first one, and they've got these little wire pieces. There's two of them here, hopefully you can see. So the top one kind of goes forward toward the top, and then you pull the bottom one toward the bottom, and they kind of clamp on top of the plastic cover. So I've taken that first cover off, and thankfully the covers fit in this thing here, so I don't have to worry about anything happening to them as long as they're secure in here, because I suppose the plastic could be somewhat brittle. So what we've got to do is try to clean in between all these contacts here. So I've been receiving a bit of help from a guy who services many Teac machines, just through different messages and things. He kind of gave me pretty helpful instructions on specifically what to do to clean these contacts. So basically he said to kind of spray some contact cleaner in the contacts and then kind of drag a business card through them. I know I've at least got an index card, so hopefully that will still work. And I'm going to try to do that to hopefully resolve that issue and clean the contacts in here. And I think some of these contacts, at least a couple of them here, kind of push closed, so I might have to slightly press against them as I drag the card through and hopefully clean those contacts. But he definitely said not to use sandpaper or anything like that, so that's an important thing to note. And also he said to let this whole thing sit out for at least a day or two to let the cleaner dry, because you definitely don't want to put the whole thing away wet. And he said if it still was wet and you put the cover on, it would never really dry. So after I spray these, I gotta let it sit for at least 2 days probably to dry. So I'll try to show how this other cover comes off, if I can even do it with one hand. So you just pull that one off, push it upward, and it is under a bit of tension because they're kind of like little clamps. And then you just pull it straight off, and I'm not entirely sure if the orientation matters, but this circular part was facing toward the right. So then we'll put that one in here to keep it safe. So again, I would kind of assume that problem of the right channel not engaging into record would probably have to do with the relays. The only other thought is these switches here, which I would hope there's nothing wrong with that, because these are just micro switches and they kind of appear to just be enclosed, so I'm not really sure if you even could clean in there. But I'm going to at least just try cleaning these relays up first. And there's different sets of contacts. I think there's probably about 4 contacts in here, so I might need to cut a piece of card into strips to get in between all of those. Alright, so I've just given these a couple little spritz of the contact cleaner spray. So cut this kind of a strip. I'm not sure if that's going to be exactly the right size, but try to see if it can get in between at least the leftmost contacts here. Might need 2 hands to do this, I'm thinking. So we'll see. Alright, so I've kind of rubbed those a little bit. I'm not sure if this is necessarily corrosion, but there's a tiny bit of stuff that sort of seemed to come off. So we'll see how that does. Okay, so now I've just got to have this thing set aside. I kind of wanted to see if I could possibly find that capacitor that may have blown up the other day. So as I said, there doesn't seem to be anything in here from what I can tell as far as a capacitor that exploded. So I was going to try to take the whole faceplate apart again and check those 400 volt capacitors that are 0.1 microfarads and see if any of those underneath the faceplate might have exploded. I don't really know.